Namaskar, Namaskar. Hearty welcome to the Chat with Champ show. It's always a happening time when we meet champions and champions share their life stories, the story of a lot of sacrifices, the story which gives a lot of life lessons for the people, for the champions. Today, our champion is going to talk something like this, where he is going to say that how one need to be a winner. The quote today we have is see you on the court. Rather, people would have always read that see you in the court. Here, nothing to do on that court. Here, the court is something else where he's a player, a winner, a contributor to the nation building program. So, the wonderful quote for our champion goes like this: जीतूंगा मैं ये खुद से वादा करो जितना सोचते हो कोशिश उससे ज्यादा करो तकदीर भी रूठे पर हिम्मत न टूटे तकदीर भी रूठे पर हिम्मत न टूटे मजबूत इतना अपना इरादा करो मजबूत अपना इतना इरादा करो ये इरादे को मजबूत करने के लिए आज हमारे बीच हमारे चैंपियन विश्वजीत हार्टी वेलकम टू यू टू दिस चैट विद चैम्प शो
Thank you, sir.
Great honor to have you in this wonderful program where the viewers are watching and they would like to learn and a lot of knowledge that you are going to share. Yes. So let me officially welcome you to this program with our clap. Yes, Vishwajeet, the name itself is Vishwa ko jeet lene wala. In fact, salutations to your parents and those who have named you so great, and you are here to win over the entire world. So, heartiest congratulations for all the wonderful journey that you have made. I know you are all the time on court, but not the court with the black dress, but the cloak, but the court with muscles, the court with commitment, the court dedication and determination to win. Yes, that's one of the beauty that you have been. So we would like to hear your journey, the journey which the world is eagerly waiting. Who is Vishwajit? Of course, they will be knowing through this journey of Chat with Champ show.
Obviously, I always consider myself as a small town kid. It's not like a huge thing. You're playing tennis or whatever it is because I know my origin. That's the main thing. If you forget your origin, then you will lose your control. I mean, you started flying here and there. You get influenced by so many people. So my journey is it's just as a small town kid. I started playing when I was 7, and in the small town called Satara. So in Satara, I was living with my grandmother, and it was quite tough time for me, to play and maintain everything. But my parents had that passion. Still they have the passion to to want to see me on a big platform and play for the country and everything. But yeah, as a kid, I started playing when I was 7 years old in Phaltan. So that time, as a kid, you don't want to like as a play as a what do you call as a professional. You don't have to go as a you have to practice for 3 4 hours and come at home and eat the nutrition food and follow the diet. At the 7 year old kid, I have only one thing. I have to go out and to do something productive. Because as a kid, I used to watch a lot of cartoons. As a kid, you don't have to do a lot of things, and so like when my grandmother found that I'm just watching TV like 4 to 6, that's like this kid is wasting his time and he's not doing anything productive. And that time she just think like where I can place him, he can use his what do you call it, those good hours in productive time. So yeah, I mean she just took me to tennis court and she asked me like you want to play this or that. I said like okay, let me try. And for less like from 7 to 9, it was just a casual thing, like I'm just going on a court playing and talking with my friends. It's not like there is a tournament is coming or whatever it is, just play. Like, it's just a tennis. It's not like you have to play nationals, you have to play international. And after the practice, I was being very happy that time. Like, after the practice, yeah, I played and I'm really happy and all. But when I took this sports very seriously, that time everything seems difficult to me. Like, I'm like, what I'm doing exactly in these 3 hours. Am I improving or not? I'm going in the right direction, because those are few people. There are few players. I would say, those are quite inspiring me. Every time, because I saw them. They're warming up properly, the stretching and everything. They're talking about the tournaments and the professionalism. At age, it's all everything is normal for me. Like, there is nothing like professional. But when I took this sports very seriously, I was getting frustrated every day. Like, what I'm exactly doing, why I'm not hitting very well. Why my ball is not going cross court, why I'm not hitting my first service properly. And that time I realized I have to do something. And I just took it like, my first inter school like DSO tournament. Uh, that time I had a conversation with my I think school teacher, and he told me, like, you can go for it. Let's try. What we can do with this and all. And I said, like, okay. But in that moment, in my head, like, I have to do something. I have to improve myself. I have to play this tournament as, like, I have to be like tennis player in the future. And I started finding those YouTube videos on, like, how Rafa is playing, how Roger is playing, and how they actually become the tennis player and what age they started. And I just started connecting with them, because they started at earlier ages like me. They started at 6 and 5, started at 7. And I said, like, it's not late yet. I can be that guy. And I remember, like, my first DSO was quite memorable for me, not because it's my first DSO, but it's like first DSO because I lost really badly. And my parents was like, look at you, exactly what are you eating, sleep patterns, what are you watching, and everything. And just felt, I have to do something for myself, if I want to be that guy. And I was not that kid, like, I'm not good at studies because I'm playing tennis. It's not like that. As well. And the sports is just I want to do something, because I felt, I'm talented in some way. My cardio thing, even my judgment, and my footworks are quite natural, so I have to go with it. And there was one senior guy. So that guy saw me in the DSO, and he suggested my parents, why are you guys are here? Why are you guys in Phaltan? And my father was working in Mumbai that time, and they said, like, if you guys are in Mumbai, then he should travel there. He should play the summer camps and all. And he like, he gave the confidence to my parents, like, he's a really good guy. In this, he's understanding those situations. He know the importance of the sports, and you should guys go out and do those summer camps and all. But yeah, that time it all was like, it's common for me. But when I came, things are completely different. Yeah. So this is how I started. Like, this is
Wonderful journey coming from a small town in Satara to Mumbai. And it's always important who pushed you into the well is important. Who pushed you? So your grandmother spotted you that you're spending time in their digital gadget or television. Come on, go to the ground and play. And that is very important. And she did a great role. And the journey has been great in a country where cricket is worshipped, and you took up tennis, which is again very rare. Did you not feel or think that, okay, I'm going to where the entire country is watching, glued to a television channel with some other game, the most popular game, cricket, and I'm taking up tennis? So what thoughts went in your mind?
ah, as you guys, said, like, my grandmother had a huge influence on me. And she was not the influence person, but the right guidance for my life. Because she was telling me, like, the stories, like, every night she was telling me the stories, and how warriors fight, what do you have to do for yourself, like importance of meditation, even eating good. Because now I'm vegan or whatever it is, but she was telling me that time, like, you should eat sattu food. And we are converting. till now, the people have started talking as a veganism, but in Indian culture there is this practice too. And giving the importance, like to follow this and that. I cricket is I love to play cricket because of its rules and messages and it's all about the personal I used to play cricket when I was 8 and 9 with my gully friends. Friends, we are getting together and playing those small games. But that time I felt like I can be a Sachin Tendulkar because we are sharing the same birthday. But yeah, that's completely a stupid reason. Like it felt like I can be like him. And whenever I hit the 4 or 6, and I felt like why I keep on. But over a period of time, I realize whatever I have, it's not in cricket because tennis is completely individual sports, and you have to take completely responsibility on court and off the court. And cricket, there's like 11 people are playing, and you can be like more dependent on like if the guy is dropping the catch or maybe he's not playing that well, then you can handle it. But in tennis, you have to do it by your own. Like you have to play your first serve. You have to understand what exactly going on. There is no coach. There is no water breaks. In the water breaks, there is no one who's coming and telling you what exactly is you have to do in the next. But tennis, it's completely what do you call? It's giving you different confidence because it's your own thing. You have to do. If you're winning, you're by your own. If you're losing, by your own. There is no teamwork. Like yeah, my coaches, my nutritionists, my gym members, my family members, they are helping, but you have to do it by your own. On court, they're the only one you are playing against the opponent. Okay. And I mean, I never played doubles. I used to play in under 14 and 16, but when I started playing national and international, I realized I'm not a guy who is dependent on the person, how he's going to react and all. I'm taking care of my own things. If I lost, that's my own loss. If I win, it's like my team is really helping me. So I never, if I think like if I want to go back and someone asks me like choose cricket or tennis, I'll go with the tennis still because it's completely individual sports and I take my own responsibility. So yeah.
Right decision made, right decision made, and for which you need to be fully knowing, and the decision has taken you to this national and international level to become the India's 24 ranker champion, and also national and international play that you have made, and you have taken the country to a great level, and you become a great inspiration. I know practice is very important, practice, and there are a lot of preparations that are involved to reach to the national and international, which is not a cakewalk, which is not easy at all. So how did you do all this practice? I know it's a the entire body, mind, and soul is what we talk. The all the three we need to walk the talk, so we need to do that. So how the preparations? How do you do preparations to reach to this national and international level?
You see, I mean, if I'm playing in this stage, if I'm playing state also, it's fine. Or maybe DSO or maybe inter, whatever the small level tournaments or maybe club tournament. See, any tournament is same for me. Like if I'm playing states or national, it's the same for me. Uh, See, the preparation started from the mind. Every day I get up at 4 every day to prepare myself. Like for like 3 hours, I work on myself and then I go on court because it's just a mind game. Like first you started with the mind, you have to play with your mind first. You have to conquer those obstacles, and there are so many thoughts going in your head when you try to do something different. I mean, if I'm running the company or if I'm playing for the country or if I'm doing anything, I have to conquer those things, those coming in my memories or maybe in my thoughts because those things are most important. I'm spending my time most on the gym and tennis court. That's a different thing, but the most important factor which I'd like to share with the people, like it's a mental game. And if you're mentally strong, if you're mentally strong enough to handle any problem on court, off court, you can play any tournament, you can go anywhere. It's all about the mind because my daily schedule start with the 4, and end up at 10:30. So 4 to 10:30, I just work on myself. How can I be better? It's not like I have to show someone like what I'm doing and what exactly I have to do. Like I'm not showing anyone. It's just me because I want to play there. And my mentally it's there only because I always visualize myself to playing on that level. Okay, when I was 11, I lost really badly in my inter school and those upcoming, like those lining tournaments. Like maybe I lost 7 or 8 tournaments back to back in that age. But that time mentally I know, like I can be that guy. Okay, I have to prepare myself, and that's the only thing. Now also, if someone asks me like tomorrow you're going to play ATP, and how are you going to prepare, I will tell the same thing. I have to prepare my mind first, and rest of the thing, body knows how to play, because I can teach him the techniques, and how to bend, where to hit and all. But the mentally it's everything. If you lose, you should handle those things. You don't have to face those depression things. You don't have to face what people are going to say and everything. It's just you, like that you're doing for yourself. So there is nothing. Yeah.
Yes, Vishwajit, I know you have to have a lot of breakable and unbreakable things that happens during this moment. And of course, what you said was the practices you need to put your 100% and see that you're there. These are some of the sacrifices which every sportsman or any winner for that matter, sacrifices are very important. You need to sacrifice your sleep, नींद को त्याग दो है ना? तो ये कहते हैं ना, संघर्ष का मैदान मत छोड़कर भागो, लेकिन नींद को आप त्याग दो, which is very very important. And the breakable, unbreakable, you have broken lot of records, you have achieved or reached those laurels. But during that, there are a lot of heartbreaking moments. Your heart breaks. There are a lot of injuries that happen physically. So how did you manage those things, the heartbreaking moments and the injuries to the body?
So I'll tell you the one story. When I was 15, I just came back from the Bangalore Nationals, and it was like I'm happy because of my performance. I created my national ranking and everything. But that time, uh, while practicing, I hit the serve and I heard a crack on my back, and it was I felt this is normal crack. It's just a sound. Maybe my muscle gets relaxed, or maybe the nitrogen bubbles. It's a common thing. That what I thought. But when I turned back, I couldn't move, and I fall down, and I was asking for help. My back was not moving, even my legs was not moving. And the trainer came, and the physio also came, and they said, like, there's something serious. And they took me to the hospital, and they did MRI and the scanning and everything, and they found, like, I have a slip disc. And this is worst thing, because as a 15-year-old kid, you can't expect like slip disc. I mean, you have to wear those belts and everything. And the doctors say, like, most of the people go through these injuries, but they don't play. Okay, they never face these kind of injuries that early, at that earlier. So they told me my workout routines are completely different. My, my workload is what do you call, heavy. My workload was heavy that time. And he was telling me, my physio was telling me, you can come up after this, if you prepare yourself in a manner. You have to follow those routines. You have to adapt those disciplines. And I remember those fraction belts. Every time, every morning, I have to go through those fraction belts. They're putting up a lot of 80 tapes and two belts, like, waist belts, and I have to walk. And I spent 3 months. After 3 months, I received the email from the ITF, like International Tennis Federation, that I got an entry in Kyrgyzstan. So it's my first international junior, and I felt like I'm not ready yet. How can I play? And I remember my gym trainer, he gave me books, like and that time, I started reading more books. Like, he gave me some books, and he said, this is Krishnamurti, this is this, and this is Buddhas, and whatever it is, the thought process. He said you should train your mind, you should start reading this, because this is positive thing. And think like you're going to play that tournament, and after that you will play for India for so long. and he was completely motivating me that time. And I'm a huge follower of Bruce Lee. I really admire him. And my trainer, he went to the same thing. He went on the sleep days problems, and when he came back, he created a history. He creates good movies, good philosophy and everything. And you have to play because there are so many people who want to see you. Okay, you are going to show them, how to do it. Because, and I felt like, this is the time, I should focus on my, mental things. And then I started reading and everything. And that time I realized it's all about the mental thing. From my childhood to this point, because of my thought process, I have to do it. That's why I recover faster. And my physio was very stunned that time. He said like, how can you even play, after the flip this? Now I'm lifting deadlifts and everything. And that time, it's what do you call it? It's a hard to walk, and I can't even imagine, in that period, like, how can I even run? But that was my one of most serious injuries, like, after. But otherwise, most of the nationals and international tournament, there was ligament problems, my wrist problems,
Okay.
even also. But yeah, in dealing with those injuries, it's just like, I don't feel like, I'm injured, then I have to sit back and I have to wait for my chance. No, I started working on myself in that period. And I always visualize that in that moment also, if I'm injured, okay, maybe in a week, in a month, I will be on court. I'm hitting those services, playing, and I'm talking to people. And yeah.
Great. Uh, I know, Vishwajit, you are a great, fighter, and through that you could achieve so many laurels, and so many people are inspired by you. So, Vishwajit, when the first national call came to you and the first international call came to you, how did you feel?
Uh, I felt overwhelmed. I felt like, I achieved something because, you're working towards it every day. And in India, there are 50,000 people who play tennis. Okay. 10,000 people who are in the rankings of national rankings. And when you're cracking those national rankings and you're reaching those levels, and you felt like, whatever you're doing, it's worth it. Okay, when I got a call, like, from my, like, when I received the email from ITF, I felt like, okay, now this is my time. I have to prove myself. Because as a, you have to build those national ranking to receive those emails first. And I am already there, like, if I'm receiving those emails, I felt like, whatever I did, whatever I sacrificed, it's here now. So that's like, what do you call, most
Great.
overwhelming thing in my life.
I know these are some of the golden moments in our life when we get the first opportunity to play for our nation, and of course, when you get a chance to play for at the international level, both. I think these are some of the moments which will ever remain embedded in our system, and that becomes a turning point in our life. So the first turning point from Satara to Mumbai, and Mumbai to national to international. Of course, you did a great job. Vishwajit, I very well remember as part of IDF Social Ambassador, you have started visiting a lot of Bal Gurukuls, helping children in their fitness mantra, making them, motivating them. You have become a motivational guru. You have become a fitness guru. So your journey towards, the social projects which you have done, which has impacted a lot of children. Everybody wants to say, Vishwa bhaiya kab aayenge, Vishwa sir kab aayenge. So how was this journey?
I mean, I feel great that you gave me this opportunity. I felt more grateful, like, giving those chances, or maybe the opportunity to talk to the youngsters, and giving them a right direction. Because in that age, someone gave me the right direction, to be a better guy, to perform and to improve yourself. And when I received those opportunity from your side, from the IDF, and I felt like, it's really grateful, like, to help more people to this initiative. And helping those kids to be better person and better athlete in future. And as a, I mean, I started my own company, like, few months ago, called Espera. Like, Espera is my own company for the athletes. Because I felt whatever I struggle, I don't want to see them struggling. Okay, because in our nation, not in our nation, but in the sports industry, people give you a lot of what do you call suggestions, how to do this and that, and you started traveling here to there, asking people like, how can I be this and all, because we as an athlete, I can feel the athlete, the hunger, and he wants to be something. And then I took this initiative, and I said, like, let's start your own things to help other people. It's like you guys, I mean, IDF is doing wonderful job, I mean, helping kids, I mean, giving them a right direction. That's the most important thing. In even uh, those places where people are like, they have a small mentality or maybe orthodox culture, and you guys are going out there. Even when I receive the opportunity, and I put my 110% to give them my knowledge and the directions. So it's a wonderful thing, and I wish you all the best, like idea, because it's already doing incredible great things. And I'm grateful to be a part of this family.
Wow. Thank you so much. In fact, we thought of inviting you, but we were little reluctant on a personality of national and international order, whether he or she, whether he will visit the slum schools and teach. But there was no second thought in your mind. You traveled. It was a Sunday. You said, "Yes, I am coming," and then immediately you joined and used to travel from a far off distance and see that the children receive the message. So the spark in you that you want to give something back, and that helped children. And the children were also keenly waiting, eagerly waiting to see and they'll get those fitness mantras from you. Fitness plays a very important role. And of course, your company, which you have started, which is going to help these children in a big way. And there are many schools, and we need a lot of Vishwajeet and Vishwajeet 2.0, 3.0. Many Vishwajits who are watching this program should come forward and see that sports need to be taken up, because I think sports helps an individual in overall development of a person. I think it also helps academics. Your academics falls in right place when you have sports in hand, right?
Exactly, exactly. It's completely balanced. You learn a lot from sports, because sports teach you, how to get up. Like, after lose also, how to prepare yourself for the next tournament or next thing. And sports teach you teamwork, dedication, and even the mental health as well. Because as an athlete, he always think more positive towards him and for the society as well. And they keep motivating people. And when you start playing, it teach you the most honesty and discipline, and that's most important to be a human being in this society. So I mean, being a sports guy, I always felt, people should play any sports, but they should learn a lot from the sports, I mean, if they
Yeah.
want to.
There are a lot of learnings. There are a lot of learnings from the sports. Life learnings are coming from the sports also. As you said, the discipline, the punctuality, the time management, the fitness mantra, all these things that come from the sports. I think the sports has to be there, a kind of a passion or a hobby. Every child should take it up and see that they build up their career. It can be either chess or it can be any sport for that matter, either indoor or outdoor, but it has to be there. It also helps you in your fitness. So, from the fitness point of view, what will be your fitness mantra for the champions who are watching this show?
uh, See, don't go for the extra. I mean, people want to see their physique in a different level. I mean, they go for anything, maybe the tablets or maybe steroids. They want to look like him or like anyone. I remember very well. I had a conversation with my tennis coach when I was in what do you call in Haryana. Yes, in Haryana. So we were talking about the same thing, because there was a few foreigner coaches who were training some Indian players, and they don't know our psychology, they don't know the culture, but they will tell you the technology, they will tell you the technique, how to play this and that. But for that, you go for the extreme levels, like putting a lot of things in your body, like steroids or maybe tablets and a lot of things, which is not good for your health and for the long run as well. But as an Indian athlete or as a guy, you should go with your normal food, because, like, your mother know very well, what is health. I mean, the most of the kids, like, they're eating and they will say, like, my coach told me this. Okay, maybe they can apply, but at least take some kind of a permissions, or maybe some advice from their parents, because the mother and father knows, like, which kind of food is good for their kids, where is good and where is allergic and whatever it is. But go with the normal meals, as my grandmother told me, like, go with the sattvic food. That's why I mean, following those plant based. And the second thought, vegan, is like, I don't want to harm animals. Like, I don't use any animal products. I don't wear any, leather as well. I'm not eating. I'm not drinking milk. I'm not consuming any, because I don't want to harm them. And that's the only thing. If you do the raw food, you go with the normal. Nature is a really good healer. Like, you don't have, if you're following the right nutrition, you like an anime. She won't tell you, like, go and eat burger. She will tell you every year. So
Right.
they know roots. If you can't afford the nutrition, ask your parents. I mean, they are also, they used to be like, kids and all. They are not like grow up as the parents directly.
Correct.
So they situation, same procedure.
Great.
Eat normal things. Don't rush for the something that you can't even take in your body, or maybe you can't afford. Because there is supplement brands, there is different things. And because he's eating, that's why I'm eating. Or, okay, maybe he is drinking, that's why I'm drinking. Know yourself. Like, sit, meditate, or maybe go for a trip. Understand yourself, what is good for you, and then started following. Because after after sometimes, you realize, like, you don't have to drink 7 liters of water, you have to drink just 5 liters, because you can't digest that water. Okay, you don't have to eat fruits, you have to eat. So it's just a understanding. It's just like, if you understand your things, then anything is easy, it's possible. Yeah.
Great. Ghar ka khana, which is very important, and fitness without cruelty to anyone. So again, as some people say, beauty without cruelty, you say fitness without cruelty. So again, which is again very good step which you have taken, Vishwajit, and the fitness mantras, which goes very well. That mother at home knows what you need. You don't have to go extra, no extra to be done. Yes, which is very important. Meditation, keep your mind mentally fit, and you see that you can achieve whatever things in your life. It is achievable. It's wonderful. How did you spend your lockdown? In fact, when the courts were closed, what did you do during the lockdown period?
I worked on myself. Maybe I was preparing for my own company things. How can I even build those things? How can I help more people? And we are connecting via social media. Maybe going on Insta Live. I'm really grateful, because I got a call from my tennis academy. They can open the courts for 1 and 2 hours for me, and if I want to train, because the 10 days gap also is huge difference for my sports. You will lose your touch. You have to maintain your fitness, even you have to maintain the speed. But I was very grateful that I connected with the people. Even my one of my friend was helping me with the gym thing. He was what do you call that? He was opening for some hours, so I was going there for the workout. And there are a lot of people who helped me in this lockdown. But yeah, during this lockdown, I worked on myself. I worked on my company, and I worked, like, I started connecting more in the lockdown. You know, because there are
Great.
some people.
Wow.
So worked on really good things. I felt, this lockdown is vardhan for me. Like, what do you call that? It's like giving something that I want for long time. That so many months or some off days, so I can work on these big projects. So yeah, I worked really well, and I'm happy for that actually.
You took it as an opportunity. Yes. How do you take whether it is an opportunity or whether it is a problem? So you took it as an opportunity, and you have tried to create a lot of things from self to creating for others, which is again a wonderful thought. Vishwajit, you are one of the finest sports person who we have seen, who wants to give back, who wants to help people. In fact, getting inspired by you, there should be many who should join hands, because a lot of our Bal Gurukuls are waiting. Today we had meetings with schools in Dharavi where children would like to learn sports. They have the children are waiting. I think they more they have been with the social media, online classes. Now they want to come out, so they are looking for volunteers like you. They are looking for, like champions like you who can come. So we're all waiting for you, eagerly waiting for you, Vishwajit, and many other champions who are watching this show. Please join hands. Please help Vishwajit to achieve his dream, because Vishwajit needs more Vishwajit to join hands and take things forward. So your mantra, the takeaway for the youth, the champions who are watching this show, what should be the takeaway message from you, Vishwajit?
This is what I did, create your own path, don't follow others, because they have a different stories, they have a different background. If you go out, if you ask anyone from the gym guy, from the tennis court, or wherever it is, if you ask him, like, he will tell his story and he will give you his advice, okay? And you will just learn from there, like, you're not going to be an original guy, okay? I mean, if you're creating your own things, now create your own path, create your own formulas, and started following that. Because if you are being you as a person for the people, like, people will appreciate, okay? And you will understand yourself more in that process. So if you have your own roots, people will follow you after that when you reach that level, you know because if you are following someone's path, then nobody's going to follow you, there is similar people who are going to follow in the same path. If you're creating your own things now, then create your own path, create your own formulas, like, okay, maybe I have to do this for this, creating your own formula. People have a different methods to remember things, like, if you're going on exams, they don't remember as a what do you call, in a line or alignments, like, okay, they have some different. As me, I always remember things as in sketches, okay? Because this is my formula. If I say, like, because that guy studies in that way, so I have to study, or maybe I can score him, like him. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's you. Like, you can study for 2 hours. That's your formula. You can score the same thing. Because the other kid is study for 6 hours, and that's why you have to study for 6 hours. It's not going to help. So just create your own things and started following that.
Fantastic. It was nice talking to you, Vishwajit. Wonderful takeaway messages that you have given. Create your own path, create your own formula. You see that where you are, thoda sabr rakho, thoda sabr karo, which is very important. Have patience. Things will work well for you. Thank you for being part of this Chat with Cham show. You are a great inspiration. Our salutations and deep respects to you for the great work you are doing for the country. I'm sure many will follow Vishwajit, and many sports personalities will be created in this country and the world. God bless you, Vishwajit.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Pleasure. Pleasure.
Viewers, you're watching this wonderful show, Chat with Cham, and Vishwajit was full of life. He was talking about his small time town from where he has come to the city and the national to international level. So, patience, very important. Supplemented with that, determination and dedication and hard work, which is very important. What he said was create, your own path, create your own formulas, and you can see wonders can happen. He has been part of a lot of social journey, helping thousands of children in India. And I'm sure his pathway will also be taken up by many. सभी को कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा करना है. इस अच्छे सिलसिले में, इस अच्छे कारवां में आओ सब मिलके कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा करते हैं. आओ हम सब मिलके कुछ अच्छा करते हैं. गॉड ब्लेस यू ऑल. जय हिंद. जय हो.